Hello, hello, and welcome. We are on episode 20 of Take Me Down a Rabbit Hole. So, welcome and welcome back. Please forgive me for my absence last week, but I had to take care of the parentals. When they ask me to do something, I try to get it done, especially while I have them here. But I'm here this week. So, how have you all been? What did I miss? Hey, what's up? Nope. Good to see you. Good to see you. How was your week? I hope all is well out there. So I wanted to check in tonight. As you guys can see, I was up pretty late last night editing my videos and getting those pushed out. So I was able to post a new video yesterday. I will probably have that philosophy of science reaction done tomorrow. So I'll be able to post that as well. I'll be up early taking care of that. So got some new videos coming. I'll try to pump those out as quickly as possible. But tonight, I want to see what's going on with you guys. What have you been seeing out in the atmosphere this past couple weeks? And I'll kind of show you what I've got. So one of the craziest things that I saw, and I don't know if you've seen this, he said, quick week, not gonna lie, did you watch The Substance or blink twice? I looked for The Substance, but it wasn't on. It wasn't on any platforms that I had. I saw that it was on Mubi. I've never heard of Mubi before, so I didn't get a chance to watch it. But I do have it on my radar. That might have to be something that I download. But it looked like it was a foreign app, so I didn't know if it was going to be in a different language or what that was about. So hadn't heard of Mubi before. But no, haven't seen Blink Twice. Wasn't really sure if I was going to watch that. Should I watch it? I know what it's about, but I just don't know if it'll be too much. Hey, Freddie B, how's it going? But yeah, definitely on the radar. And I saw what The Substance was about. I said, oh my goodness, they got me watching another horror movie. but I will definitely check that out. Once I have a platform to view that on. But yeah, so wow, I saw some crazy things this week. One of the craziest things, have y'all seen the post of the lady talking about the address at 525 Mission Road in Los Angeles? Weedy the Third, I was gonna say, I haven't seen your name pop up in a minute. In the comments, he said, this has been my first time back since 4 weeks. You've been out of the country. Okay. Grateful to be back. Good. I hope you had fun on your travels. I hope you have fun on your travels. That's good to be able to take vacations and all that good stuff. And speaking of vacays, someone asked me a couple of weeks ago about the countries I've been to outside of the United States. And it was so crazy because I absolutely forgot about Honduras, Belize, and Cozumel. I've absolutely been to these places, and those are some places that I actually did get to learn about a lot of culture out there, especially in Belize. They live quite differently in South America, and not in a bad way. I actually felt that it was kind of comforting because some of the houses that you saw didn't even have windows and doors, but they just looked like they were happy people, and they were selling fruit on the side of the road. And I got to really indulge in what they have out there. So yeah, anyways, off track, but you said that it's crazy because Blink Twice talks about that memory repression trick you talked about regarding, Ariana Grande, Blink Twice isn't a rough watch. Okay, I'll try to check it out. I'll look at it. I'll look for it tonight and see if it's back, because I want to say it was one time on Tubi, but I'll have to check and see if it's still out there. Yeah, man, was that Ariana Grande thing crazy? What did y'all think about that? The ones that were able to see what that was about. Now, if you haven't, I'll play. It's a small little clip. I'll play it just so you can kind of see. there's some weird stuff going on out there. That's all I can say. Let me bring this up. Because again, truth in plain sight, but something really, really weird is going on with this chick. And I don't even think it's through fault of her own, because I think, again, she's been in the industry so long that there's no telling what they've done to her. So check this out
about
if
music.
You haven't seen it.
You told me you're not going on tour anytime soon. Eternal Sunshine, you've said the deluxe edition is in the can. What's the next step? What do we got?
The next step is the next step. It means it must come out. It's been.
Do you have a release date?
You know what? They did the Brighter Days memory erasure treatment to me, so I'm having trouble remembering the details. They're foggy because at the Brighter Days clinic they do the memory erasure. The memory erasure. It's a little foggy, but
if you could remember, struggle.
You know what? I'll have to go back to the clinic and see if they can restore my memory.
Is it going to be soon? Because the fans want to know, Ariana.
And that's pretty much it. She's talking about the Bright Days, and he didn't even seem like, to be honest, I don't play coy and act like they don't know what they really do know, but I think he really didn't know. You did what? Girl, why would you want to have your memories erased? But no, I didn't know Blink Twice had that in it. That's some crazy, what is it called? Eternal Sunshine, the Spotless Mind. When I was, watching Jim Carrey, but you just think on, but good. She said she had her memory. My sound is off. Oh, hold on. Is it like muffled or what? Oh, mic issue. Hold on. That it was working. Let me know. Sounds like I'm underwater. Okay. My goodness. I have to get on my phone. I just hate that I screens and stuff. Can you? Let me know if you can hear me a little. We'll do that. Okay, let me do that. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where my train of thought was at, but yeah, I just, again, I thought freely like it's the right does, and I don't know that she, a place where she goes, get rid of. I have stuff is crazy out here. Stuff is super crazy. You said, yes, I've been to every one of those countries. Belize was my favorite because of the food. Yeah, I mean, just the fruit was different. And of course, you can't bring it back to the States because it could be invasive and start messing up our ecosystem. But yeah, I just had a really good time. And that was probably no, it was actually more in Honduras, but they had clear water that you can swim in and all that good stuff. So I did get to go to those places. I can't believe I forgot about that. But for sure, it's just so weird. You said the way Kanye is acting, I think he is ready to die about it. sorry. It's a living hell. And so I'm on the fence on. I think I told you guys the times he's down with Jesus and these other days he's doing something crazy and making his wife walk butt naked on the carpet. Just weird stuff from Kanye. So I don't know if it's his programming that acts up from time to time or what's going on. But again, I just don't think that he's been the same since he lost his mom. I think that's when I started to see him act really, really weird. But the things that he has spoken out about, especially about it's true. But that's crazy that you think he's ready to die about it. He might be. And somebody, matter of fact, have y'all been watching the Vlad interview with Dr. Greer? He's been talking about a lot of stuff about the underground base, not even just the underground bases underwater, because I know about the ones on the shelf, but this are on the bottom of the sea. And so people are getting mad about it. They're like, why are people whistleblowing? I'm like, probably because they're fed up. Probably because they're fed up with keeping all of these secrets, knowing how many people they have been hurt, knowing what they're doing to people. They're probably sick and tired of it. And you start pushing people's buttons too much and they snap and start spilling all the juice. So you got to remember that Ariana Grande is this generation's Britney Spears. So yeah, she's just on the MK Ultra carbon copy. Now I definitely believe that because they done messed Britney Spears over so much, but now she's older and I'm not gonna say she's run down, but she's definitely not making music and things like that anymore. So I can definitely see Ariana Grande being her replacement, unfortunately. Unfortunately, meaning that they replace people like that. They run you down with somebody younger. Yeah. But, when they use you up, But as you can see, I looked at that website and that's a real place. So I wonder how many celebrities have gone there to have their memories erased. And it's crazy that Jim Carrey was the one to bring out that information because, rumor has it that he's, and I don't know if he still is because Jim Carrey has been quiet for a long time as far as, being in movies and things like that, but he's supposed to be head of Illuminati in California. So I'm not surprised now that I know that that's a real place that they had him bring that information out. So when she said that the Severance theme song started playing, but that's where we're. Just think they could rush us all into a clinic like that in a race if they wanted to, on some Men in Black type of stuff. But what must you know that they want to erase your memory? And again, I don't know if she wants it done or if they, forced her to do it, but I feel like you got to know some deep, deep stuff or you don't want to get your memory erased. You said you're a tool to the establishment. Once they're done with you, they destroy it. They got, I saw a clip about Jack Black talking about that as well. He's like, when they're done with you, they just clone you and, kill you off. And people in the comments, once again, were like, oh, Jack Black. But Jack Black is the same guy that got up on stage and praised Satan, or one of the guys that got during the MTV Awards. I think he knows what he's talking about. He's probably seen it happen once or twice. Yeah, and that's so sad. I would never. Mm-mm, mm-mm. In Blink Twice, there's a drug that, when inhaled, makes the person forget what happened. Oh, so these women are trapped on an island with celebrities and forget how long they've been there. Oh my goodness. And that's another thing with these drugs. And again, not to fearmonger, just kind of just understanding what how these people think. They could put this in your food, put this in your drinks, in the water supply, all that kind of stuff. We wouldn't even know. But that's sad. They get drugs and grapes on the island, but their stuff is spiked with the drug unless they drink snake venom. Oh my goodness! Which also, has access. Oh, that gives them access to repressed memories. And that was another thing that I saw on the website. I didn't read it, but I mean, kind of skimmed through it. But it was talking about timeline therapy. So the way that I understood it was they can go back to any point in time in your memory and bring it up and then alter it. And so just like we were talking about the other week, and we we're talking about how, history has changed, and they can just, this is what they, and change it about, and now outlook a whole different future. Mm, 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 mm. So the whole time they think this is the first day being on the island, but the whole time they've been there for like a whole week. Ugh, my goodness. Just getting taken advantage of. That's pretty sad. Um, yeah, that's pretty sad. And especially knowing that this is what actually happens to the people in the industry. And maybe not even in the industry. So again, let me go back to the question I asked you guys earlier was, have you seen the clip about 525 North Mission Road in Los Angeles? If not, let me show you. Let me bring this up. Now, let me get this going. It took me a minute to find this. Oh, no, not even a minute to find it. I couldn't, for whatever reason, get to it on my cell phone. But when I got on the computer, then I was able to see it. Check this out. Okay, now this is 525 Mission Road. This is what I typed in. So this is the area that it gives. Oh, sorry, it's not on the screen, y'all. My bad. Okay. Now watch this. This is me zooming in. Are y'all seeing it? Are y'all starting to see it? Help is etched tons of times in this area, just all over the ground is help, help, help. And then in some of the areas, I think, hold on, let me try to, it's a little scrambled. I get it out here. But one of those points clearly says LAPD, and another one says federal something. It doesn't, you can't really see it, but what people were noticing is not only was this saying help everywhere, but that next door to it were all these crates, kind of like what's that killery company they were storing all those bodies in that crates? Green something. But this was asked. Oh, and look what this says right here. It says traffic be here. Thank you. Thank you. For nothing. Let's skip over some comments real quick to answer this about it. And again, shot it there to go look it up. This is answer. I do not know. Again, fires are after the LA fire. Guess what people are. And I'm sorry. I'm so one we're trying to get the door right now. So I don't know if they were snatching people up, excuse me, during the fires and putting in these crates, and people were like seeing it happen and they were writing. I don't know. I do not know, but that is creepy to me. Yeah. So, ooh. You said you saw that there's a helicopter pad across the highway. You know, it's like they can lift people up in a way and take them on up out of here. And I'm trying to think, and then there's a railroad right there as well, right next door. So there's so many different ways that they can get people out of there. And then why would they put why would it have LAPD there? Why would it be talking about federal anything? I don't know if they're trying to say that these people were in on it or what. Crazy stuff. He said Channing Tatum in the movie, and this is the best acting I've seen from him, which is disgusting because he was dating Zoe Kravitz, who directed the whole movie, and her parents are weirdos. Well, dang, you think Lenny is a weirdo? I'm all leaving Lisa Bonet out. Yeah, Channing, I don't know about him. But he probably just doing what he saw. I don't know if he was in on it, but he's definitely probably just doing what he saw or what they making a movie about what they've seen. I know, weren't they engaged at some point or something like that? I know they since have broken up, but You said, was that area abandoned post fire? Well, I'm assuming so, because this is what was seen after the fires had cleared. So ain't no telling when this stuff happened. And again, were these fires a cover up? Not sure. You said the issue with Lenny is a weirdo, but because females think he's attractive, he flies under the radar like Drake has been the whole time. Oh, well, again, I haven't, I don't, it's not that I follow him too much. I do have a couple songs of his that I like, but other than that, I can't say that I really pay attention to Lenny Kravitz. No shade. I just don't really pay attention to him. So, I mean, I know he's weird in a rocker kind of way, but he's a rock and roll artist, so I don't expect too much. You said like Drake has been the whole time. Yeah, Drake, I mean, listen. They put him up on a pedestal. I always thought he was corny, but they put him up on a pedestal. So I guess somebody liked it. But yeah, super weird stuff. Super weird. But I don't. But I'm gonna watch the rest of this Dr. Greer interview that Vlad has going on. I've only seen a couple parts, but so far so good because he's really talking about things that we talk about. Now I don't know if I would sit there and talk about him with Vlad just because, you know, he might be the feds, but he's definitely talking. Hey, it's good to see you. It's good to see you. I hope you had a good week. I hope you're having a good evening. So let me see another thing that I saw this week. Have y'all heard about now the one name that I did hear was Tyson. Vlad is definitely the feds and a Jew for sure. For sure. I like his interviews because he does bring good people on there, but at the same time I've noticed how so many people either get caught up or they end up dying almost soon after. And I just wouldn't, I wouldn't trust it. Granted, they do talk too much on there. They be answering questions they probably shouldn't answer, but yeah. I agree. He said, Vlad's such a fed. I'd rather talk to a cop about my crimes. I mean, they don't have to answer the questions. That's the thing about it. They do not have to answer the questions, but for whatever reason, they just feel comfortable telling him all their business on a platform with millions and millions of viewers. And I told y'all about the rapper that I saw on there who literally lived in my building and then ended up getting killed weeks after. And that's super wild. But yeah, so saw another article about the only name that I saw mentioned, and I'm trying to find some more for y'all, and I will definitely put it up there. I will definitely give y'all the information. But Tyson, have y'all heard about the whole we're going to put bugs in your food because they're high in protein conversation? Now, of course, they're using the scientific term for these bugs. So they said be on the lookout for certain names. One is Ocheta, please forgive me if I mispronounce this, Ocheta domesticus or Grolodus sigillatus. Again, I don't know if I pronounced that right, but those are home crickets. Mealworms are Tenebrio molitor, and I'll probably put some of this in the comments. And then they also have grasshoppers that they're putting in the food as well. So check this out. Because there's some celebs talking about it and joking about it. And I just want to know why they want us to eat these bugs so bad. And what I'm hearing is they're at these farms. But they still want the money that gets pulled in from us buying food. So
world's farmers produce enough food to feed. That's enough to feed 10 billion people. There are only 7.6 billion people on Earth today. But actors are begging you to the ground mealworms in your smoothies. Now, what is this? This looks like I could make cocoa with this. What is that?
Well, that's an insect-based premium protein. It's made from molitor, which is mealworm larvae.
Bill Gates invested in bug farms. The World Economic Forum says eating insects will solve hunger and save the planet.
The world is facing a serious food supply crisis.
Nonprofits, environmental activists, and insect producers scream about the benefits of insects to the planet, global hunger, and the economy.
Our planet genuinely is on a collision course.
And millions of dollars have been spent lobbying governments to make bugs legal food. With the propaganda campaign in full swing, we'll look at the arguments, the motivation.
Listen, I ain't trying to eat no bugs. Now, if I'm down and out and the world goes down and that's the last thing we have to eat, I'm probably just going to pass away because I am not trying to eat any bugs. And they're literally forcing us to eat it by grounding it and putting it in the food supply. Now, again, I hear Tyson Foods, but some other names that I have listed here. Now, again, I'm going to check this out. So I'm going to say allegedly right now, but Hillshire Farm, Sara Lee, Jimmy Dean, Ballpark, Gallo, Pierre. I've never heard of those last two names. State Fair, Original Philly, and Steakies. These are just some of the names that supposedly are using these. They said that we need to be reading these labels if, in fact, you don't want, you don't want me to be. Sorry, I saw a comment pop up before I could even get my thought out. But these are some of the people that we need to be paying attention to. Now, I was talking to my shoot, I don't even know what to call her. It's my brother's wife's mother, and she was quizzing us the other day, like, hey, do you know what artificial flavoring is in food? And I'm like, yeah, one of the thing is HEK 193, which is fetal cells, female fetal cells at that. And of course we know that some of the other ones like red dye is crushed bugs and things like that, but I don't know. This is just one of the other many things that we got to pay attention to. This foolishness. He said, hey, new controversy with Angie Stone. Some say she got out. Oh, some say she didn't get hit. Reports of an open casket funeral. Ultimately, no official reports. So more questions for real? Oh, I hadn't heard that. Oh, I had not heard that at all. Oh, you said I heard it from one source, so grain of salt mode. Understandable. But hey, I will, if it's true, I would definitely love it. I would love to hear that. I guess what I'm thinking is, how many of these celebrities do you think haven't really died? Because there's so many different rumors, especially, I've heard the things about Tupac being in Cuba and different things like that, but there's so many underground bunkers and different places where these people can go and just live off the grid, and you never have to hear from them again. So what is the likelihood that she has been whisked off somewhere and, to a safe place? That's crazy. No, I had not heard. Thank you for the information. I had not heard that. Because she was talking out. Yeah, you said, I really believe that they actually killed Angie. She ain't taken none of that. That's why she's gone. They're going to replace her with a similar clone that they'll try to make us remember. Man. The craziest thing is that they don't even wait sometimes. Like, the lady was speaking out for 1-2 months and then she's gone. People are going to speculate why. I'm not saying that they should do it any other way, right? Because I don't want anybody getting hurt like this, but I just feel like sometimes they do it so obvious. But they do not like you getting over on them. They do not like you getting your money. They don't like having to pay you for the work that you've done. Absolutely not. But no, that's crazy. That's really crazy. And I see there's a whole big hoopla about Tyler Perry. I haven't gotten into that yet. I know he was trying to get on Hollywood for treating Angie bad and this and that. But here's the thing. If you maybe you did know that they have been treating her bad all these years, but you didn't speak out before. You have a platform, you have a movie studio, you have all these things, you didn't speak out before. He said the bugs will have trillion different chemicals in it. Exactly. And that's another thing. I'm glad you said that, because it reminded me, they said that even if it's not directly being put in the like ground into our food, they're feeding it to the animals. They're feeding it, they have a whole pet company that has invested in this bug protein. I don't even know what you want to call it, but I guess that's what they call it. And this bug protein, so that the cows are eating it, the pigs are eating it, all these animals are eating it, and then by proxy, we're now consuming it. Just nasty. Exactly. No, that's what I'm thinking. Oh hell, exactly what I'm thinking. But where are the other 8 people that was in the vehicle with her? How is she the only one who died? And again, that's kind of, again, it mimics so many different other deaths that we've seen, where one person out of that many people is the only one to pass away. But I haven't heard anybody else from the van speak out. Have y'all? I have not heard not one person say, yeah, I was in the van with her and this and that. Now, I did see one lady, let me get to I don't know if I screenshotted it, but I want to say she was the nurse on the scene, but I didn't get a chance to see what she was talking about. So I need to go back and find that out. But she's the only person that I've seen even say anything remotely about the crash. So I don't know if they shut these people up, because they'll pay people off real quick to shut up. Exactly. And they weren't even injured bad like that. And I hate to even say that, because I saw the car crash, and these things don't look like they're bad. So I don't want to mock it. I don't want to seem like I'm mocking it. But yeah, I'm kind of thinking the same thing. Like, how did y'all get hurt like that? To where she passed away. What? Forgot to mention that also apparently the truck driver involved in the crash is missing. Hadn't heard that either, but missing, they'll take them out too. They make sure they top any loose ends. That's not good. That makes it look even more suspicious. I don't know what to say. Black people were praising Tyler Perry so much that man ain't done nothing but make us look bad for 20 years. He should have been packed up. This black woman's fault. Y'all, his demographic. Listen, hey, I can agree. I can agree with that. Because I was one of the people that was watching Tyler Perry plays, and I thought they were very, very funny until they weren't funny anymore. Until it was a whole bunch of foolishness is really all I can qualify it as. And the storylines were just not even far-fetched, but it's like he took the most down in the dirt type of black people to portray on screen. Yeah. But listen, he's gotten so rich now that, again, he's got his own studio. So what you gonna tell him? What you gonna tell him? He says, stay away from vans with tinted windows and free candy. Yes, please do. No, on some real stuff, please do. I don't know what grown people are falling for the free candy move, but They even say do not park next to those white vans with the tinted windows. And sorry if you are somebody with the white van and tinted window and you ain't doing nothing, but they said if you are, pulling in and there's two vans on the side of you, back on out and find another place to go. And just be aware of your surroundings and period. And parking lots and all that kind of stuff, period. So I don't know if that was a joke, but for real. He said Tyler Perry is black. I thought he was a middle-aged Asian woman in blackface disguise. I'm surprised he ain't tried to. But I'm not really surprised, again, at the portrayal, because I think he's supposed to be, rainbow colored, and there's not always, what am I trying to say? There's not necessarily always good things coming out of that mouth, that kind of mouth. Like, they big up a lot of foolishness. Tyler Perry takes all his actors and turn them inside out, and he mocks black women. He's so weird. Yeah, exactly. And we still don't know, or do we know who got Christian Keys that car that had been harassing him and gave him that car to hush up? He said, ladies, word of advice, don't leave your man around Tyler Perry. Shoot, I don't know. I don't think he can push up onto everybody. I thought Perry was into men's poop or canals. I thought so too, and he still might be. I think, because I think he ended up having a baby at one point, but that don't mean nothing. That doesn't mean anything at all. Have y'all seen the new Dwayne Wade interview? I don't know what TV show he was on, but it was the one where he was showcasing his man purse. And, a lot of people saw that he was flailing around in that interview with his nails painted. So, it's crazy out there in the industry. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, I know y'all are acting up in these comments. I can't even. Y'all don't get me canceled reading half this stuff. Y'all so funny. Yeah. What? You said Tyler Perry have nothing but gay male sex in his new movies? I can't get with his shenanigans, for real? Honestly, I haven't seen a Tyler Perry movie since, I think, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, so I didn't know that that's what he's doing these days. I did not know that at all. Yeah, I can't. I'm definitely staying away from Tyler Perry movies. And Tyler Perry, he too tall to be aggressively gay. I need the Blicky Prince 6'5". So. Yeah, too much. Too much. You said a car for your anatomy doesn't sound like a win in my book. Funny. He said not being with the woman is a personal choice, and my work is more important. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. But I wonder if he goes to sleep. I wonder if he goes home. Does he sleep in his Medea cross-dressing outfits or wear nightgowns? I don't know. But when I do see him actually playing a man in movies, I think it's super weird. I can't even, like in the Why Did I Get Married movies, when he's got a wife and all that, it doesn't even look right. He said, "Lord, I miss the days those dirty personal choices where shame socially seems like it's paraded today." Yeah, I mean it's absolutely paraded today, but we know why. Because as in the days of Noah, as in the days of Lot, so they got to bring that culture back. I bet he's got pictures of himself as Medea all over his home, but no picture of him as Tyler. Mm-hmm. The world has become so comfortable with demonic things in your face. Bring back shame to those things. I almost think that we're too far gone to bring shame to these things, because people have gotten so desensitized to it that they see nothing wrong with it at all. And if you say something, then you're looked at as wrong. Like, did y'all see that clip? He's Asian man preaching on the street, and Jesus loves you, this and that, and next thing you know, this trans comes up and puts a gun in his face. And do you know people had the nerve to come up to him and act like he was wrong for getting a gun pulled on him? Like, that's how far gone we are, that you can get a gun pulled on you just for talking on the street. He wasn't saying anything mean. He wasn't saying anything but the truth, and got a gun pulled on him. And he took it like a G too, I ain't gonna lie. He still said what he had to say. Okay, wait a minute. You said, does Tyler Perry get filler? His cheeks been getting fuller over the years. Are you talking about, I'm afraid to even ask, but are you talking about his cheeks, like on his face? To be honest, Tyler Perry doesn't come up, on my feed at all. I haven't seen him in a long time, except for the other day when he was talking about Angie. So I always thought he had a fat face. If that's what you're talking about, if you're talking about his face, okay. I was gonna say I thought he's always had a kind of a fat face. Yeah. He said, "Do y'all remember when Biden named Easter National Trans Day?" Did he do that? So National Trans Day is coming up, is what you're saying. So what's June about then? I thought June was Pride Month. I know. Let me look it up. I thought, I mean, they make a day about anything but National Trans Day. Hold on. National Trans Day. Oh my goodness. Okay. International Transgender Day of Visibility, also called TDOV, is an annual event celebrated on March 31st, dedicated to celebrating transgender people and their contributions while raising awareness about the discrimination they face. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, and this is contrasted from the Transgender Day of Remembrance, which is on November 20th, to honor the memory of transgender people who were killed in anti-transgender violence. My goodness. I mean, I'm not really big on days of remembrance anyway. I almost, and I almost kind of feel like it's like a Day of the Dead type of thing. But that's just weird. No, I don't think that trans or people that identify as that should lose their lives. Not saying that at all, but I don't think they're not doing anything they should be celebrated for. I don't understand that. Oh, and then they have the nerve to say November is Transgender Awareness Month. That's my birthday month. I don't want that. A month in which many trans people reflect on the year that has passed them by. See, heck no. Heck no. That's going to make me angry. Let me get off that. Let me get off that. My goodness. If we would have gotten 4 more years of Democrats, we'd have done it as a society. Yeah, for sure. But I also think that in a way, it's making them come out more, but in protest now. Now they're doing things. Well, I don't know. It's so hard to say because I feel like they were already doing stuff, but even more now since that federally they don't have to be recognized. They're trying to do things to retaliate. But no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. No one talks about them pagan gods like Ishtar or Anana that had transsexual priests. This stuff goes way back, nothing new under the sun. Yeah, exactly. And that's why they always bring up stuff like that. They always, oh, well, what about the culture that had 2 spirits? Or what about this culture? What about that culture? Yeah, but what about them? And we also have to notice what happened to these cultures that practice these type of things. Like the Mayans and their heavy, human sacrifice, even talking about Atlantis and their human sacrifice and all these demonic things that these cultures were doing. What happened to all those people? They got wiped out. Whether under, and I'm going to just say it's under God's judgment. They got wiped out. So what these people want to do is recreate that whole scene, forgetting Sodom and Gomorrah, forgetting all these things, and they act like it's not going to happen again. Yeah. Mm-mm. There's just way too much confusion. And I actually watched this one guy on YouTube. He's actually pretty funny. He's a gay guy, but he's a gay comedian, matter of fact, but he tells it like it is. And sorry, there was a reason I brought him up. I think I'm losing my train of thought because this stuff is just way too whack. Dang. Okay, maybe it'll come back to me. I'll get back to that part, that point. National Trans Day, but public schools have taken God out. Yeah, there's one school down south that put prayer back in school, though. And I know there was an uproar about it when it first happened, but I actually haven't heard anything since. So I hope that they do well and they prosper and people can see that. Have you seen the studies about the shooters who are all trans and SSRIs? I saw. I can't say that I saw studies. I saw the shooters, but I can't say that I've seen studies. But guess what? Even with them shooting up schools, do you know who they blame that on? They're blaming it on the victims and the parents and even the kids. They're blaming it on them, saying, oh, well, you should have been more inclusive. You should have, loved us more. You should have done that and we wouldn't have shot you up. How ludicrous is that? How crazy for you to say I wouldn't have shot you up. I wouldn't have shot your elementary school if you would have just accepted me. Them kids don't know you. And kids will tell you. Man, I was just watching Kindergarten Cop about 2 days ago. Remember when that little boy stood up? He was like, girls have a penis and boys have a vagina. Who would have known that in 2025 or, even a few years back that people would be confused about that? I saw some lady getting gaslighted at one of these spas, and she was an Asian woman. She didn't really speak that much English, but the trans and I guess another gay guy was with them, trying to let her know that she was not allowed to discriminate against them based on genitalia. She was saying, hey, if you have this part, you go in this room, and if you have this part, you go in that room. And they were trying to tell her, you can't do that. And she was like, yes, I can. So they just gotten bold. Well, crazy part is Republicans had trans and gay political commentators at the forefront in like 2021. I wouldn't be surprised, because guess what? I think at one point people were trying to be, I hate to even use the word inclusive, but they were trying to be inclusive. They were trying to, treat you like a human being, like they would do anybody else. And then, that's why I had brought up Ty, the gay comedian, because even he acknowledged that loving on these people and playing into their delusion, calling them what they wanted to be called, even though you felt like you were being nice and stuff, has created a monster. And now they actually believe what it is that they're saying because so many people have affirmed it. So yeah, I think that if the Republicans were one way at one point, I think now they're saying, dang, we shouldn't have did that because we created a monster. He said, have y'all noticed what the Pope been on lately? It's getting very spooky. No, the last thing I saw about him was that he was sick. He had pneumonia, and then he got well. But what's going on with him? I would definitely like to know that. Sometimes God's judgment is simply allowing the civilizations to fully embrace the false god they serve, the god of destruction and death. I absolutely agree, 100%. And I think that's what he's doing right now, is letting this judgment come on us. Like, look, I did not tell y'all. Did not tell y'all not to do this. Did not tell y'all what would happen in societies that embrace this. Sodom and Gomorrah, the men were coming out their houses to get to these men. So the agenda is real. I know people don't like to believe it, but it's on U.S. congressional record. Go read it. I made a video about it. It's called the Homosexual Manifesto, 1987. They literally lay out the plan to emasculate the men and the boys and to turn them gay. And explicitly states it. I'm not explicitly states it. Go read it. I went to Texas public schools back when the Christian flag was in all classrooms and they had prayer. Yeah, I remember prayer in school. Not high school. I don't think we had prayer in high school, but elementary school, definitely remember prayer in schools. And nobody was mad about it. I don't ever remember hearing anyone say, oh yeah, so-and-so's parents said, none of that happened. Everybody was okay with the moment of silence. And doing that. And guess what? Our schools weren't getting shut up. Kids weren't killing other kids in the bathroom. Kids weren't getting, taken advantage of in the classrooms. Our teachers weren't fondling the children. But guess what? They had a lady come through by the name of Madeline O'Hare, and she raised a matter of fact, she was out in Austin, Texas, if I'm not mistaken, and she raised a big old fuss about the prayer in schools, and they went ahead and took that out. And guess what? They found her and her family buried in a yard. I think it was her son, and her daughter, or something like that. Murked them all. But by that time, it was too late. By that time, it had already been agreed upon to take it out of schools. So they're putting chemicals in these children's foods to oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, shoot, I don't even really have too much to say about that. I'll just say yeah. And you can indoctrinate, unfortunately, you can indoctrinate kids to believe anything. All they got to do is sit you in a classroom and tell you that your mom was wrong, your dad was wrong about what they taught you at home. That's why you have these kids coming home. Well, my teacher said that there's more than two genders. And it's really hard to fight because they're with them most of the day. And so they become the authority half the time. Also, they're socially outcasting those who don't believe in trans and LGBT beliefs, so you can be bullied into supporting. Yeah, you can try, for sure. And that's what I saw them trying to do to the Asian lady at the spa. They were like, "Oh, you know." She was like, "Okay." And I wish somebody was there to back her up, to be honest. But I mean, she held her own, but I wish somebody was there to back her up. Because I would have told him, get on my face. Are we done with this conversation? Because yeah. Because you're not gonna, again, if you're grounded in truth, then nobody can move you. And I think we had a conversation about that, obviously not last week, but the week before that, where we were talking about how some people are forced, quote unquote, forced into converting. There's no way that you can force somebody to believe in their heart. You can make them say it out loud. I don't believe this or I believe that, but you can't change somebody's heart. They've got to believe it themselves. Like, you're never going to make me call a man a woman or a woman a man, ever, ever. I can't be bullied, so never. But unfortunately, on these jobs, especially to have a job and things like that, I can see how they can corner you and intimidate you, for sure. Kamala has always been weird. I didn't know Kamala before she ran. I didn't know anything about her. Yeah, I didn't know anything about that lady. But then again, I'm not really big on politics because I'm just not. All the public officials have taken an oath to the Constitution, yet 99% of them have no idea what is in the Constitution. Ask them to recite one of the bills. How can they protect your rights? Well, that's one thing I've been, people have been noticing, that slowly the Constitution has been being ignored, and they're slowly trying to do away with it. But no, you're right. You're right about that. At this point, yeah, I mean, there's not really too much you can say about that. they have more allegiance to the deep state than they do protecting our rights. And we saw how the United States has been set up. These laws and stuff are not here to protect us. It's here to protect the corporation. So they're not going to allow us to have any rights that destroys the bottom line, which is making money for the corporation. But no, I agree. When they don't know what they are. Yeah. I think we were talking about the trend. Exactly. And here's the thing. I think they do know who they are. They're in denial about it. And that's why they have to change definitions. They have to change the meaning of words to make us believe that it's something different, because they know better. And somebody asked a question, I think, on the threads and stuff the other day, like, okay, well, if sex and gender are different, then why do you need to get surgery in order to match your gender with your sex with your gender, or whatever? And nobody in the comments could answer the question. They just kept moving the goalpost. And then when I blatantly ask, okay, well, what's the definition of gender on its own? Oh, well, you need to look it up. You need to Google it. I know the answer to it. I'm asking if you know the answer. And of course, nobody did. Gender means to lie with. The etymology of gender means to lie with. So what do you think that's referring to? It's talking about your genitals. It's how you it's copulation, how you have sex with one another. Now, true enough, it does talk about gender in the negative sense about, like women laying with animals, but at the same time, it means to lie with. And the only way that we can lie with one another in that sense is with our sex organs. So it's just crazy how the meaning of words how they keep trying to change it. Why does the agenda have to be gay? Why can't it be heterosexual? Because Satan has to pervert everything that God has created and set in order. God created them male and female. For this reason, a man shall leave his mother and father and cling to his wife, and the two shall become one. And he wants to be fruitful and multiply. So that's God's order. So the job of Satan is to flip that order on its head. Because he know doggone well, Frank and Sam, there's no way that they can become one. And there's no way they can be fruitful and multiply. And it's another form of depopulation at that. Now they have after school Satan Club for kids. Oh, I know. I heard about that. And I heard that some of the parents didn't even know about the schools having the after school Satan Club. And some of their kids were going to it. Ain't that something? Like, you can't have, I don't even think they have, because I remember back in the day they had Christian clubs. I can't remember what they were called, but after school programs for the Christian students. I don't know if they have that anymore. Okay, sorry, Miss Gilbert. I didn't see that you said it. Exactly. You said when I was in high school, they had Christian societies. Yep. My siblings are in school now and they don't have them anymore. Mind you, this was about 5 to 7 years ago when they had them. See? Why is it that you can have a Satan club, but you can have a Christian club? Critics should be asking themselves that. That should be something that raises your little antenna, like, hey, why is it that we can have this, but we can't have We can't talk about a religion that, talks about love and justice and righteousness and goodness and holiness. We can't have that. Why is that? But they don't be asking. I've been saying since 2018 that the issue with inclusivity is that it has to accept everything. Yep. Now predatory age gaps is normal, and MAPS is now normal. Sorry, hold on. Normal minor attracted persons. Yeah, I think California has already been trying to defend MAPS. And we said this was coming. That's the thing about it. We said this was coming, and they told the Christians that no, you need to shut up. We said this is a slippery slope. If you let in this thing, why wouldn't you be allowed to have that? If you say that marriage is between more than a man and a woman, why can't you have polygamous marriages? Why can't you have the marriage between a man and a dog, or a man and his dog, whatever? Why not? We told them that this was going to happen. And I feel like they heard us because we said it's going to be, LGBTQ, what is it? LGBTQT, whatever the letters are. It's way too many letters these days. And they were going to put a P on it. They heard us say that. And so they were like, no, we're not even going to say it. We're going to call them MAPS. And guess what? Now this can be counted as a gender. There's so many different genders in the world. This is, people are born this way. This is what they're going to be able to say. This is the argument that they're going to use. I mean, NAMBLA has already been in the streets marching. And I guarantee you not one of them people marching in those NAMBLA parades has been arrested. While they're openly admitting that they like little boys. Anyway, it's getting crazy. There's a lot of division plus misinformation out here on social media. Your intention for truth, hold on, is so much appreciated. Been rocking in the back since the early episodes. Listen, I appreciate that. I really, really honestly do. A lot more people have been coming and saying that they've been here from the beginning or early on. I really deeply appreciated it because when I started this channel, I'm like, man, I'm such a nerd. No one's, I didn't think anybody was going to catch on, but I really appreciate that y'all have been rocking with me. I really do. And now that you're starting to chime in, I like that as well. Yeah. If it's a social construct, you wouldn't have to change who you are. It's self-repeating logic. Exactly. But again, we're supposed to be the dummies. You said nobody questioning Kendrick being on Playboy Cardi's album. I didn't know that. I didn't know because I'm not a big Kendrick fan, but Playboy Cardi is I'm gonna say he real suspect. And I don't know, is he supposed to? He's not a conscious rapper, is he? He's not in the same vein as Kendrick, is he? Really, the only thing I know about him is him being Iggy Azalea's baby daddy, and she be going off on him about not seeing his child. I really don't know. And then I seen him in a thong. I seen him with some tight pants on with his thong showing, and that's all I know about that man. Nope. These humans nowadays don't become stocked with things like critical thinking, reason, and logic. No. But again, I also don't know if it's all their fault because we are being deprogrammed from what we were taught, especially in our own homes. We're being told that what our parents tried to bring us up with was wrong, what the church tried to tell us was wrong, you know? So they have been slowly but surely dismantling these children's minds in these schools. Yeah. They took prayer out of school and erected the Baphomet statue at the Capitol building. Haha, doesn't make sense. I know. I remember them taking the 10 Commandments down, and then they put that statue up. Yeah. So we already knew what society was going, you know, where society was heading. I'm going to say we, as in we already knew. There's, again, people out there that see absolutely nothing wrong with the Baphomet statue. One chick tried to tell me, you don't know what the Baphomet's about. I said, you think I just brought up the name because I don't know what it's about? You think random people just know the name Baphomet? No, ma'am. I know what he's about because I read y'all's literature and y'all's doctrines. Shows how deeply lost people are. Playboy Cardi is known as a devil worshiper and got caught. We be thinking the same thoughts. Caught wearing a thong and nobody gives a damn. Now, again, I didn't see the devil worshiping part, but I saw that thong and I said, something ain't right. But, you know, a lot of these rappers and stuff are unfortunately self-professed devil worshippers. Like A$AP Rocky is so loved right now because he's in love with Rihanna and they got all these babies and all that kind of stuff. But again, this man was in the middle of a pentagram. On this way is a crazy thing to say. God didn't make us with the intent to go against him. Satan ruins your mind to do that. It's amazing how that can come out of someone's mouth. I mean, because there's so many different implications that come along with born this way. And yeah, I ain't even gonna do it tonight. Yeah, there's so many different implications that come along with saying that a baby coming out his mother's womb is born that way. Now, well, let me say this. We're all born into sin. So if you're going to speak of it that way and say that this is one of the many sins that people are born into, then okay. But that's you acknowledging that it's sinful. But not, I don't think that you should be saying I was born this way so that you can dismiss the wickedness that you're into. You say, anyways, to me, all this gay stuff is an agenda to push the already gay political leaders to mess with boys and girls and make it normalized. Yeah. Yeah, you just gotta watch out for these people, for real. Watch who these people are around. Because they got so many teachers that are in that community, and it's like they're hiring them on purpose. There's no way that many teachers are, I'm gonna call them on the spectrum, but I don't mean on like the autism spectrum. I mean, so many of them are on the rainbow spectrum. Again, something I've never seen before in my life. I can't even remember one gay teacher, let alone to have several teachers in one school with different colored hair and all the flags in the classroom and their never would have thought that. Never seen it before. Jesus is King 370. The word of God defines a marriage. Yes. And again, people will try to argue that as well. They think that marriage can just be any and everything. And then when you tell them, well, no, marriage is God's institution. See, that's why they have to have things called civil marriage. Because that's the government's type of marriage. That's their definition of, they can fool with it however they want to fool with it. But when you're talking about God's institution of marriage, yeah, there's only one way. There's only one way. And I know there's a big debate right now. I think I just saw a channel. I won't name them right now, but they're having a panel right now where they're talking about polygamous marriages and what adultery means and things like that. Man, people are so far off the beaten path. I'm like, how can two become one? If it's Mary, Ruby, Susan, what's that man that had all them sister wives? How can you become one when you got 1,500 wives? Playboi Carti is a metal, drugged up sounding rapper. He's been dabbling in demonic stuff with Kanye. Oh, for the last couple years. Oh, okay. If I'm not mistaken, I just saw that Kanye was putting Northwest on a song with dang, who did I just see that he's putting his daughter on a song with? Hold on, I'll look that up while I'm talking. But pretty much somebody that she shouldn't be on a record with because they're into children. Oh, it's a Diddy song. Kanye West dropped song with Northwest and Diddy. Like it's almost as though, yeah, I don't know what Kim is doing. I don't know what they're doing with Northwest, and just like I don't know what they're doing with Blue Ivy. It's almost like they're trying to sell their children, their daughters to this industry. Because I hear that Blue Ivy's coming out with the album as well. That's crazy. You said Cardi is the furthest thing from conscious. He raps about drinking blood and calling himself a vamp. His Spotify pick is him with devil horns. Oh, I did not know that. Again, I didn't even know this man was as big as he is. Like people know him, know his music. I can't tell you one Playboi Carti song. Yeah, I just don't. That's crazy. Hold on, let me see if I can put my tea down. Let me see if I can pull up. That's crazy. I did not know that man was doing nothing like that. Oh, there's something else. Why would anyone want to have a baby with somebody just rapping about this? Playboi Carti is so full of it. My bad, y'all. I did not know. Remember how we were talking about how people are elevating Kendrick to Jesus status, but this man is on albums with a man who's devil worshiping and drinking blood? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Oh, Playboi Carti is the never knew. And Marilyn Manson has been, he has some scandals in his time. I don't know if he's still out, but there were so many different rumors about Marilyn Manson coming up. I mean, he's even been on stage tearing pages out the Bible. Mm-mm. This man got a whole cross like this on. Oh, goodness gracious. Mm-mm. Oh, I didn't put. That is something. Heck no. Can you imagine how many? Heck no. How many demons? Babies with him? I don't think so. That's around and Rosemary's Baby. Heck no. Sorry, I had to plug my laptop in. My goodness. Heck no. Why would you want? How is that appealing? I don't get it. That's just crazy. Well, let me scroll back up. Lil Nas X, but just heterosexual. I mean, is he? Listen. And Lil Nas X, he coming back out too. I saw him in a pink Barbie box. He got a new song. I'm like, my goodness. He said his album was trash. I can imagine. He said, right, he's very strange. He's the Black Marilyn Manson. Anything he makes is trash. It's just screaming and static in my ears. My goodness. Said Ecclesiastes 5:2, follow not thine own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart. Exactly. Because why? Because the heart is evil above all things. Who can know it? So now people scared to say his new album is trash and weird. Everyone's saying, I guess I'm now old since I don't understand. No, the dude is trash. I get, you're right. I think that is the way, the nice way that the older folks are saying things are trash. I see it often. I think I say it myself. I'll be like, man, I must be old, especially with this new stuff that's coming out. All the Dolces and all whatever her name is, and the Sexy Reds and all that. I'm like, I do not understand how people like Cardi. I do not understand how people like Cardi. It's like listening to Trippie Redd, but worse somehow. Yeah, and Trippie Redd, he's a scary character at that. That's another person. Like, why would you like? What is Coyle Ray doing? Are you about to have a whole baby with this man? All those people with ASAP in the pit claim they didn't know what it was, and they were just paid to stand there, being good little Satan worshipers. Hey, I can almost believe it. Because remember that if y'all seen the clip of that girl, she said that she went to a video shoot with Rick Ross. And, just thinking regular video shoot. And then they started making them chant Satan and stuff. Like they wait till you get good on the inside. And then they start showing you the foolishness. But, can you leave at that point? Listen, if you were the one to walk in the room, right, and you see a pentagram on the ground, what are you doing? Are you staying around? Because at that point, it don't matter if you knew or not. If I walk into a room and I see a pentagram on the ground, I'm out. I'm not saying anything to anybody. I'm not saying not one word. I'm just going to turn around and walk out. Because ain't no way. He said the ASAP devil worship rabbit hole goes deep. Like you said, he was in a pentagram, calls himself pretty, wore dresses, and most definitely sacrificed ASAP yams. And she said, see, there were so many of them ASAP characters. I don't even, oh no, I think I remember him. Wasn't he looked a little, I don't know if he was Hispanic or just light skinned or what, but I think I do remember him passing away. Yeah. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. Now I get the whole pretty boy thing because that used to be a thing. Growing up, everybody liked the pretty boys. It wasn't on no gay stuff. But wearing dresses, no. No. He got ties with a lot of people. Space Ghost Perp brought him into TJR industry, but Perp, a known weirdo and vamp, he's like Cardi. See, I don't even know who that man is. Space Ghost Perp. Space Ghost Perp. My goodness. I gotta look at these people's faces because some of these people I've never heard of before. Nope. I ain't never heard of this man. But they like getting the tattoos on their foreheads and stuff. I don't even know if I can be friends with somebody with a tattoo on their forehead like that. I think I would be worried about what they're into. Now, Space Ghost, I'm down with Space Ghost. I don't know if y'all remember that back in the day, Space Ghost Coast to Coast. I'm showing my age, but Space Ghost Coast to Coast. We used to sit and watch that. My brother even ordered the CD one time. Anyway, neither here nor there. Well, Epiphany, now I don't know if you heard, but a straight man or a red flag. Now, I don't know. Why did that girl get up on there and say that? Again, part of the agenda. Now, I wouldn't have called her plant because I don't know her. I don't know her music or anything like that. I heard she's really good. But why would you get on the platform and say that straight men are a red flag? Now, I heard that this was coming off of her being cheated on by a man who was sleeping around on her with another man. How in the heck does that make straight men a red flag? That ain't got nothing to do with straight men. But again, it's just the whole effeminization, the demasculation of men. And there's so many men that were like, man, I was down with her music, but not anymore. I can't believe she said that, y'all. I mean, I can, but I can't. And there people are saying, well, why shouldn't she? Because she's bi. I mean, okay. But I'm just seeing more and more, and if that's your thing, I'm not really judging that, but I'm just seeing more and more women speaking out about them liking men who like men. I don't know what it is. I don't even think I want to know what it is, but I'm seeing more and more women say that. Everything nowadays goes against biblical marriage. Yep. Because they have to tear down structure and order. They have to, absolutely. Tear it down so that they can build whatever they want in place of it. Just like they did the Twin Towers. A teacher at my old high school was a sex offender and they still hired him. But how we found out was because he would have favorites and one dude exposed him online. My goodness. And see, those type of teacher, like if you're willingly, you need to be locked up. You absolutely need to be locked up. You're purposely hiring these sex offenders. There was nobody else that applied that you could have hired. There was nobody else qualified that you could have put in his, instead of him. Or is it that you wanted to subject these children to that type of behavior? And if so, why? Is that what you wanted to do? Why? My goodness. They be hiring gays on the low to bring boys to senators. I mean, I could see that too, but that just reminds me of Obama. Like he ordered $65,000 worth of hot dogs. So he knew where to get the boys from. That's nasty. I'm so sorry. Civil law was comprised solely to usurp God's law. That's how the Pharisees were able to get Jesus legally caught up over religious affairs. Yeah, exactly. And we know where civil law. We know that civil law is Roman law. We learned about that. They ain't fooling nobody. Yep. Clonye says dumb stuff from time to time, but he said Kendrick shouldn't be free while Diddy is locked up, implying Kendrick got a lot of weird things he should answer for. Oh, really? Oh, really? Sorry, I'm caught up. Like, what? That's crazy. I wonder what he been doing. While he's getting on Drake, and I'm not saying he shouldn't get on Drake, but while he's getting on Drake, what has he been doing behind the scenes? Well, good on us because we said 2 weeks ago that Kendrick was demonic. Look at us having accurate prediction. Exactly. We already can see it. We already can see it. That's a shame. But again, it was noticeable when he put the crown of thorns on his head. I think that's all I need. That's all I needed to see. I don't even need to hear his lyrics. When he dressed up as if he was being crucified and he had the crown of thorns on his head, that's all I needed. He said, but I never knew Kendrick would expose himself rapping with Playboy Cardi, Demon Self. Yeah. All money ain't good money. But yeah, I wonder what he's into. He said, when Kendall said, hide the Bible if God watching, I knew something wasn't right. I'm glad we caught it. And I don't even really know what that means. What does that mean? Hide the Bible if God's watching? Heck no. Kendrick Lamar thinks he is Messiah, portrays himself as Jesus a lot. I know it. And people eat it all the way up. Like when you're blinded, you don't see anything wrong with things like that. Unfortunately. Exactly. And his fans don't make it worse. They act like he's God himself. Yeah. At this point, Kendrick could say he sold his soul, but he already did to pimp a butterfly and nobody would question it. The God is a Gangster video is wild. See, I don't even know that song. God is a Gangster? He got a song called God is a Gangster? That's a doggone shame. I wouldn't even feel comfortable having a title like that. But people are just so comfortable with mocking God and doing this stuff. It's just crazy. And the song Family Ties, Kendrick said, before you get to the Father, you got to holler at me. Did he really? No, I believe you. I just mean, what? Yeah, there's no way. There's no way with the lyrics like y'all tell me that he has. There's no way you can't see what he's doing. Well, Kendrick fans are now defending him, saying, well, he did tell us he's not a savior and he does anything he wants. I'm like, no, that's being a contradiction. And now he's the new Drake. Yeah. We'll see how far this goes. He said you should watch it sometimes. It's nothing new. He sold out. He was fighting demons. The whole video as the devil basically asked him, "What's wrong?" I thought this is what you wanted. And that's another thing. I know we talked about that too, but them telling us that they're blatantly having conversations with demons and Satan is also weird stuff. That's also weird. Because yeah, I mean, I'd be having so many questions. Because I have questions. I just don't know what to say because it's going to sound weird. Like, why is he coming to you and having conversations with you? What are you doing that the devil is coming and visiting you and you guys are sitting and having conversations? I don't really want to know, but I want to know. Well, anytime A$AP Rocky drops an album, someone major close to him dies. I heard that too. I heard that, but we see that a lot with, we see that a lot with so many people though. So many people. They got to give up somebody for all their success. Yams was the short one with the birthmark on his face. He was cool with Perp, XXX, Denzel Curry, Absol, Cardi, a lot of weirdos. Okay. And okay, my next weird question is, how do they pick who they're going to sacrifice? Like, if I was Yams, I mean, before he knew, he was a goner, I'd be like, why y'all pick me? What? I wouldn't want it. Nothing that stood out to make them want to choose me at all. The majority of these rappers do sex rituals for spiritual power, Kabbalah practices. Yeah. I bet. It's not a rapper. She's not a rapper, but Sierra. Remember Sierra had a song called Love, Sex, and Magic, and nobody batted an eye? Nobody had any questions for Sierra. Love, Sex, and Magic. And then I'm pretty sure I showed you guys the picture of her in the Golden Dawn jacket. So she knows what's up. And the Order of the Golden Dawn is one of Aleister Crowley's organizations. And nobody asked any questions about it. I still need to do a video on the Order of the Golden Dawn, but it's just crazy. XXX Tentacion, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but was groomed by Bruno DeCombs, moved in with him and was practicing sex magic and got big from it. Oh, okay. Didn't he say that one of his friends is that the friend that he said was doing rituals on him or trying to sell him to Satan? I remember him saying that one of his friends had it out for him. His name is what? His name is Dickums? So I forgot Doechii said that. Yeah, she's definitely going viral for it. Doechii is here to replace Nicki Minaj, maybe Azalea Banks, and all the quirky female rappers. Maybe so, but maybe so. I mean, Azalea be calling people out, but she was sacrificing chickens in her closet. But I think they said she moved to Sweden now. But but maybe so. Maybe so. I mean, Nicki Minaj wasn't, don't get me wrong, she wasn't wholesome in the slightest, but Did you see a lot of devil worship with her? I don't remember seeing too much. I didn't see the symbolisms and different things like that with Nikki. Yeah, I didn't see too much with her. Crazy part is now people are defending that crazy take, bro. God, take me out of these mofos tripping. Yeah, I know a lot of people are, but again, we're in a time, and I hate to say it, but I think someone said it earlier that the females are the ones really, really pushing this heavy, or they're allowing it to rush in because they're so accepting of it. The bestie, they got the gay bestie. I remember when Nikki said they made her make weird pop music when she first came out because she said the executives said nobody would take her serious. Yeah, I'm really trying to think about Nikki and her career. I wasn't, I'm not a barber or anything like that, but I'm just trying to think. I don't remember seeing too much from her in the realm of the demonic. She did say that she had the altar with Roman and that she had been possessed. But it was almost like she said she didn't want him there. So she's always been speaking out negatively about what happens in the industry. So I don't know. And they were forcing her to be weird and evil. Okay. That's what I'm thinking. I think they probably did that MK Ultra stuff on her. Shatter her psyche so they can put altars in her. Because I think she had quite a few of them at one time. Chip said, I knew he would, and he's gay too. What are y'all talking about? Oh my. Who's that in reference to? That's too funny. Calling everybody out. They're going to make it to where you at the death penalty for self-defense against a cop. It's going to get bad in the coming years, maybe martial law in full effect. Yeah. I mean, they keep talking about it. They keep alluding to it, and it's coming. So you just never know. So that's the Old Testament God. The video is called God is a Gangsta. It's about 7 minutes long, pretty wild. Okay, I'll check it out. DMX had multiple songs where he talked to the devil and his barking thing was demonic too. Nobody really said anything about him either. No, I don't. I think they acknowledged it. Let me say this. No, you're right. I think we let him slide for the most part. But with DMX, it's almost like he turned his life around so quickly from talking about that demonic stuff, and he really started praising God and his poems and things like that, and really started focusing on his salvation. So no, I agree with you with that. Because even I had the album when he was talking to, I think he called him Damien. But then he started praising God. And that's when the industry was like, oh no, we gotta shut you down. We gotta lock you up. And unfortunately, he was mistreated, for the rest of his life until he finally passed away about that. So I hope I really hope that he did get right. I really hope he did. I enjoyed DMX. Never heard this much people talking about Kendrick. He sold his soul the first time and then sacrificed somebody this time. Wait, who did he sacrifice? Wait, who did he sacrifice? They gave up to Jesus. Listen. XXX is all I need to know. He was a big devil worshiper. Yeah, I mean, definitely seemed like he was. Unfortunately, he lost his life, and we don't. I don't know if he repented. Let me say that. I don't know if he repented. So that's just sad. You said maybe they draw straws. Oh my goodness. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? I mean, either way, however they pick, either way is all bad. It's all bad. But just think, you're either they think you're too high, and they want to, what am I trying to say? Okay, I guess, okay, I don't know if I can find the right words right now, but I'm thinking like along the lines of an Aaliyah, the one that everybody loves. She's so beautiful, she's so talented, so we got to sacrifice somebody like this because of all of the the riches and the glory that we get from sacrificing somebody like this. Or is it like, you think I ain't ish? Like, you don't think nothing about me. My life is not worth anything. My mama, my daddy ain't gonna miss me. So, if you go, it don't matter. That type of thing. Either way, I wouldn't want none of it. And then to think that these are your so-called friends, heck no. This is just so sad to even think about. I remember when lucid dreaming came out and all my friends were eating it up. Like, no. I remember, I actually knew somebody who it was one of the things they loved about going to sleep because they could lucid dream. Now, I like going to sleep because I like to dream, and I know that the Lord talks to us through dreams and things like that. But to lucid dream, to where you're getting up and you're walking around, and you're going to different, no. So you knew people that were just downright practicing that mess? Mm-mm. And then they went and made a whole movie about it with Vanilla Sky, with Tom Cruise. Mm-mm. There's a lot of symbolism in music about the order. Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. But again, we're in the day and age, and it might even not even be the age, but just the doctrine itself, where they have to tell us what they're doing. They have to tell us. I don't know why. I think it just makes them more powerful that way. Oh, you know what? No, I can't say that I don't know why. I do know why. Because if they tell us and we still go along with it, then we're consenting. And that's the only way that, like, demonic spirits and things like that can come and interact with you, is if you allow. It's just like what they say about vampires. Like, you have to invite them in your house in order for them to be able to come in. It's on that type of thing. So if they tell us what they're going to do, they tell us what they've been doing, and we still listen to their music and we still follow them, we still do this and that, then we are accepting and we're pretty much consenting to whatever it is that they have in store for us. To me, they sacrificed the most important one, not necessarily to the public eye, but behind the scenes. Yams, Mac Miller, Takeoff, Lord Infamous, Gangsta Boo. I can see that. And that's why I was thinking, of the Aaliyah example. I'm like, it's got to be, I think it also has to deal with them being important. Or, on some type of high status. Absolutely. They say Diddy was into sex magic and voodoo. Yeah, I hear crazy reports are still coming out about his case. I haven't delved, into it too much because it's just so much, but that's what I'm hearing, that he would do these rituals at these parties. Mm-mm. I mean, but that would explain why, the success has been so deep for him. Not saying that he's not a talented guy, but there was so much more talent that was around him that were actually doing the work. I like to think sometimes they are aware someone around them gonna die, but just don't know exactly who. See, I don't like that. Any, meeny, miny, mo, and you heck no, no. Because guess what? I just feel like, I mean, would you be able to sleep if you knew one of y'all in the circle got to take it for the team? I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to eat. I wouldn't want to sleep. I wouldn't want to do anything that I should be doing because I'd be thinking about that. Like, man, is it gonna be me? Mm-mm. People broadcast their witchcraft today. I was in Louisiana recently, and people had chicken bones hanging in their apartment window. But Louisiana is one of those places where it's so normal that it's normal. Everybody knows about the witchcraft lady down the street, or in this and that, and the witchcraft that's being practiced. So it's not weird at all. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. And it's such a beautiful place. Louisiana is such a beautiful place, but they be into some crazy stuff. I think my friend was telling me that she's from Louisiana. I'm from Louisiana as well, but she's from Louisiana, and I think she told me that the witch lady, the witch doctor or whatever down the street, had a hand in killing her brother. So you just dabbling in it, you just don't know which way it's gonna go. Kendrick had a song where he had sex with a woman to get back at a man who the woman is with for killing his friend, and in a weird way, he sexually aroused at the thought of another man. What? What song is that? I'm like, again, I don't know his music, but I will definitely read those lyrics. I want to see what song that is. Too much. Or maybe they do choose. Yeah. And maybe even sometimes they choose themselves. Because I almost want to say that Kobe is one of those people who wanted to be a sacrifice. I know he wanted to die early, but I think he was one of those that wanted to be a sacrifice. Yeah. I don't know if I'll just do that at that. Nikki dabbled in that Barbie doll face, but grown nigga attitude. She was a little aggressive and said a little boy named Roman lives in her, but it has to be more demonic every new artist. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think she had quite a few altars, but she was saying that she didn't want them there. So I guess I kind of let her slide. Nikki having an alter ego and switching her phone and making weird faces and posing with the one eye symbolism was pretty strange. Oh yeah, I think she did do that. Wayne and Birdman joked about breaking her into the industry too. Ugh. I'm sorry, I got my nose turned up. Ugh. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, you said voice, not phone. Okay. No, no worries. Switching her voice. Okay. Gotcha. I know that autocorrect be messing people up. For real, for real. I'm like, that is not what I typed. I never know who's wearing these people's skin suit today. It could be an actor under there. Yeah, we never know. We never know. This is Kendrick, you can't defend yourself against police. They have extra rights. Yeah. You said barking is not demonic. I don't think it's demonic in itself, but I think it comes with the whole being possessed aspect of it. Because remember, we were talking a couple weeks ago about some of these people get possessed and they start acting like different animals. I think that's what it pertains to. Because he definitely made that into a thing that you wouldn't even think anything of. But now when I look at it, like, why are you barking? Cops already have applied immunity. Nothing will change with them until that's not the case, and lawsuits against them are taken out of their pension plans, not paid by taxpayers, no accountability. I know. Unfortunately, they are guns for the state, so they're not going to do that, but that's absolutely what needs to happen. And the crazy thing is that when these cops do get charged and people win rewards for it, that comes out taxpayers' money. Oh, so and so won a $13 million lawsuit against the police. Yeah, who's paying for that? Not the police. So they go about doing whatever they want to do. But they're another fraternity. So they're just guns for the deep state. He said DMX was so demonic he scared himself back to God. Well, hey, listen. I'm glad it worked. I believe DMX was one of the few that got right with God before he died. I would love to think so. I would love to believe that that's what happened. Yeah, I would love to believe that that's what happened. I mean, remember when he got caught up and he was in jail in Arizona? Just seeing him like that was sad. Oh, you said if I'm not mistaken, Kendrick's aunt died before he won the Grammys. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, heck no. So I was about to fact check myself because I remember the same thing. Okay. Shoot, probably was. Because these people's family do be dying. It said, right, I heard it from the little people, but it didn't check into it. What happens if you can't get back to your body before the shadow man does when lucid dreaming? From what I have heard, you can literally get lost out there, and whatever entity comes and finds your body, they can hop into it, is what I heard. And if you F around and that silver cord gets broken while you're doing that, then you're dead. And it even talks about the silver cord in the Bible. And I believe I had a video where we kind of talked about this. I don't ask me to tell you what video it is right now, but yeah, you got to get back to your body. That's why they say I'm not trying to teach y'all this. Just tell me what I heard, that you don't want to stray too far off, because again, you don't know what entity is lurking around. So you don't know who's waiting to jump into your body. And I don't know what you can do to cause that silver cord to be broken. I don't know. I would never want to try it. I'll just say that. I had a friend who said when they tried to astral project, they got chased back to their body and barely made it back. Ish ain't a joke. See, that's some scary stuff to think about, because is it even, I mean, I've seen the movie Insidious, and I don't know if that's true to life, but remember how, if y'all seen the movie, do y'all remember how dark it was when they were astral projecting? It was almost pitch black. I don't want to walk around. And then you got chased back by what? It's just things that I do not want to encounter, for real. I used to practice astral projection before I met Jesus. Really? That's very interesting. Not in a bad way, not in a judging kind of way, but wow. And so what, man, I might have questions. I might have to come back to that, because I believe I do have questions, but I'm glad that you don't do it anymore. But is it like they're saying? Is it like it's said? Is it something where you can't stray too far back, too far off? I mean, have you ever had to fight anybody? I mean, have you ever encountered any other entities while you were doing it and had to like run back to your body and things like that? Said facts. I have weird dreams because I still enjoy some secular music. I want to stop. I hear that. I definitely hear that. It's yeah. I hear that. I can't say that I've fully, stopped. I'm more, I guess when I do listen to music, like I told you, I like R&B and stuff, but I don't listen to too much rap anymore. But I know R&B is not that, it's not good either. So I hear you on wanting to stop. But it's just so hard because even the gospel music, it don't even be gospel. I remember when I was a praise dance teacher and I had a praise dance team, it was so hard trying to find songs that actually aligned with the Bible, because I'd never wanted to lead people astray. When you're sitting out in the congregation and you're wanting to get ministered to, I just never wanted the lyrics to say anything that wasn't right with God. And there were just so much mixture of gospel with the secular world that it was really hard to find things. And often I would, there was a lot of Kirk Franklin that you could do and things like that. But then when you realize, man, Kirk Franklin be doing the most. Yeah, it was really hard. Same. I used to manifest to Greek gods and burn letters to them, lucid dream, try to respond and everything. Man, I want to pick y'all's brains so much. Because I don't know because the only respawn I know is Call of Duty. Yeah, that's all I know. And when you say manifest to Greek gods, like, what does that mean? Burn letters to them? And again, and I'm not judging. I'm literally just inquisitive. Like, what? This is stuff that I would read about to find information, but y'all saying y'all really did it. I remember I respawned one day and I was stuck there for what it felt like 4 days. That's what really made me get serious about the Lord. And so, okay, so again, when you say you respawned, what does that mean? And was it in a different place, a different time, They said Diddy, Drewski, and Odell was in the club getting head from Justin Bieber and raped a woman. Listen, I think we all see now. I don't remember seeing Drewski there. So if he was, I really didn't know who Drewski was at the time when I saw the video, but I think we've seen the video. And it looked real suspect. We talked about this once. It looked real suspect. And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Trey Songz there? Anyway, they were all standing around in a huddle in the club. And you would think, okay, maybe somebody's dancing, they're getting down, maybe that's why they're all watching. But no, then you see some guy tap the other guy on the shoulder, like, hey, the camera's there. And then it looks like young Justin Bieber's getting up off his knees. And then he got his mouth glistening. I didn't want to believe it when I seen the video, but it does look a little suspect. It does look a little strange. And where did them graping a woman come in there at? What? It's just too much. They just had way too much leeway to do whatever they wanted to do. I remember opening my third eye and my chakra as I started seeing shadows and hearing voices after that. Nope. And so were the voices, would they tell you to do things? Because you always hear sometimes, not even say always hear, but sometimes when murderers are getting caught and they'll always say, I was hearing voices in my head. When you were hearing those voices, what were they telling you? The report said they beat the woman unconscious, then took turns raping her. That's not good. That's so not good. Like I said, these men were just running, and some of the ladies too. These people were just running wild. No restraint, nobody, no checks and balances. Just, I got money, so I could do whatever I want to do. That's so bad. Even the Bible mentioned that with that one sinful king who wanted to destroy the Israelites, he said that if he destroyed them, God would destroy him. But if the Israelites sin, they curse themselves. That sounds like Balaam. Balak. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name in Balaam, where he taught the children of Israel to curse themselves. Yeah, for sure. And that's pretty much, again, what's happening these days. They're teaching us how to curse ourselves. And again, if you play along with it, then, you eat the consequences and, you go down with them. He said most of them are gay and have to do butt stuff for success. I take death as a sacrifice before having to give up my pooper. Shoot, what if they don't give you, what if they don't give you the option to sacrifice yourself? What if it's got to be a family member or a friend? It's just too much of a gamble. Knowing what's going on in the industry is too much of a gamble to get into it. I think they said you have to know the Lord before you even get into the industry. Because if not, they're going to eat you alive. He said, I would definitely go to self-sacrifice route. Ain't no butt stuff play or killing my family this way. Yeah, I agree. They have to cut me off. How do people sleep after they get penetrated like that? I know that booty hurts. Y'all are acting up. Y'all are acting up. Freemasons have extra rights. Oh, for sure. For sure. Wait, what? You said this Mason was talking to me on Saturday and was saying if police pulls him over, he could have them fired. I mean, how are they supposed to know? Does he have like the emblems on his car and stuff? How are they supposed to know that he's a Mason? But again, that's how much power you wield. That is literally how much power you wield when you're wearing them letters. He said, I successfully pretended to be a Mason and got out of a ticket, but some weird stuff happened after. For like a month, I always felt like I was being followed. Probably were. This is so funny because my grandfather was able to get away with crimes because of him being a Mason. I believe that too. They get free reign around here. Diddy was trying to get right with God before he got arrested. Do you think so? You think? I guess, yeah. I mean, was he? I don't even know if I've ever heard Diddy talk about God. Unless he was talking about himself. That kind of reminds me of sleep paralysis, of which I'm convinced is a supernatural ordeal. And then Rugrat says sleep paralysis is definitely demonic and not normal. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people. Wet dreams aren't normal either. All of these are demonic encounters, and sex and dreams aren't natural. I said that a couple weeks ago. I'm like, do not be having sex in your dreams. Do not do it. Wake up immediately. Yeah. It's crazy. Greetings. Well, I hope you're having a good evening. Hope you had a good week. It's okay. You know, we just in here chatting it up. You said, okay, well, people who astral project can be inside your home if you aren't protected by the blood of Jesus. You know what? Have y'all seen? Man, it's gonna bother me. I believe it's a Netflix series, but it's one of those limited series where it only has a few episodes, and I want to say it's called Behind Her Eyes, and it was like that. It was pretty much the lady was able to astral project into someone's home. Oh, it was such a crazy movie or a series, whatever you want to call it. Okay, but if you're protected by Jesus, they can't do it. That's crazy. So I have so many questions. I'm like, when they come into your home, are you allowed to interact with objects when you're astral projecting, or is it just you walking around and stuff? Okay, walking around spiritually. Ooh, that's just so crazy. I don't consume any mainstream music, TV, or movies ever since I learned a little symbolism. I see a tad of Satan worshiper and everything. Yeah, it's definitely hard not to. I have to, really weed out. Like I told you, I was watching Kindergarten Cop the other day. Like those are the type of movies I just want something unless I'm researching or what. I mean, I do like thrillers and stuff, but I don't like demonic movies. I don't like that. Yeah, I still enjoy rap music, so there's still some kind of doors opened potentially. Yeah. But I think a lot of times when there's some artists I can listen to, but then there's some artists I cannot listen to, or certain songs I absolutely cannot listen to anymore. I can feel my spirit being stirred. Yeah. I remember the first time that I was sitting at my friend's house and what's that Drunken Love came on the TV. Immediately, immediately I just felt the presence. And my friend loved her to pieces. She turned it off for me. She was like, okay, I'm gonna turn it off because she knew I'm like, I can't do this. And it was the first time I've ever experienced something like that. Like I could feel it in my ears, I could feel it. My heart was weird. It almost felt like a scratching on the chalkboard, like that type of cringe feeling. Ugh, not good. When you respawn, your actual heart stops and your conscious is in a different world. Wow. Wow. And so I'm guessing you have to. Okay, no, I still have questions. So what do you have to do to get your heart to beat again? I guess that's where I'm going with this next question. Ooh, you said temporarily dying. Oh my goodness. Mm-mm. And so you can actually die in that state? Justin just wanted to be told he was pretty and he was willing to get a mouthful to get a compliment. No, no, no. Oh man. Yeah, I think so too. Justin was definitely groomed like Michael Jackson industry babies. I think so too. I don't know if he always, I mean, because I don't know. I don't know if he wanted it at all or if he just couldn't, you know, get away. He just couldn't get away from it. Mm-mm. He said Black Balloons did a video on it, I believe. Okay, I'll have to check it out. Yeah, I gotta get back to his channel and see what he's dropped as of recent. I used to own property in the hills of Cali. My neighbor sold live animals to a convent. I thought was BS until I started seeing them do weird things like gather on pagan holidays. Got out of there ASAP. Mm. You never know what people, for real, you never know what people are doing in their house. You never know. Mm-mm. You said tormenting voices and a lot more. Don't have them no more though. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. The red balloon symbolism is disgusting when you look into the meaning. Okay. I'm afraid to look. Not really afraid, but I'm afraid to look into it. So, do you just type in red balloon symbolism? The Christian people in Africa have way more knowledge on the spiritual realm than Americans. Oh, absolutely. And I think we talked. I mean, no, I think we've talked about this too, especially the ones that live by the water. They definitely know what's up. we're just so man, the West, they've really done a number on us. They really, really have. The things that we should know, we don't know. We're light years behind everybody else in this stuff. Because you notice other nations don't play around with stuff that America and stuff play around with. No. There's phrases Masons use to identify each other in the simplest, unnoticeable things like posture. Yeah, posture, handshakes. Yep, certain clothing, paraphernalia, all that stuff. It could be as simple as a lapel. So, yep, hand sign, yep, symbols, all that stuff. Mr. Sean Love Combs was trying to post Bible verses and everything. Listen, I'm not here to judge anybody's walk with the Lord, but almost like him changing his name to Love, I think he does this to try to forget what he's been up to or make other people forget what he's been up to. Did y'all see how Aubrey O'Day called him out about that love thing when she was on The Masked Singer? That's not real. Again, if he really is trying to, then awesome. Because one more, in the kingdom is good, but that man was a demon for a long time. They aren't blasting the Diddy case all over the internet anymore, so I doubt there's going to be the accountability and change folks believe will come. I still see a lot of, well, not going to say a lot. There's one channel in particular that really, really stays on top of everything that drops. I don't know if you guys watch Tisa Tells, but every day she posts multiple videos, giving an update about the Diddy case. And the Jay-Z case at that. She is on the neck about the Jay-Z case. But I think it was just so much to handle. I told y'all I had to stop getting into it because I'm like, man, there were so many cases coming out. I just couldn't keep up. I was like, I'll wait. I'll wait to the summary of it all. Yeah, I'll wait to the summary of it all. There's an ex-Satanist pastor on YouTube, can't think of his name. He said he used to astral project to neighbors at night and gather with other members to curse people, but couldn't touch the true Christians. I wonder if it's that. Is it Ramirez? I want to say it reminds me of a guy that I saw. He's a Hispanic guy. He even took everybody around to the place where he used to go and get his witchcraft items and stuff like that. But I remember him saying something like that. Even to the point where I want to say one night he was going to do something to his mom or something crazy like that. But when he got to her house, he said there was a huge angel standing outside his mom's house, protecting it, so he couldn't do anything. But I don't know if that's the same. I don't know if that's the same guy. Yeah, he said there was a big old angel. Drunken Love was a Me Too protest, screamed phrase all over the U.S. Yeah, I couldn't listen to it. Matter of fact, the first time I heard I even heard it because I would never when it came on. I just even the intro, I would have to turn it off. The only time I was kind of forced to listen to it was at karaoke. This lady was singing it. Um, Other than that, I wouldn't never have heard the whole song. When you are writing your respawn script, you put a safe word down so you can respawn back into the right reality. Oh, I don't know. It's just scary that you said that your heart stops. Mm-mm. You said you're wrong as two lefty for that Justin comment. I know it. Like I said, I don't want to make, especially anybody's been taken advantage of. I don't know if that man is doing it because he wants to do it or if he's being forced to do it. And that's just the part. I'm like, The Drunken Love Dubai Rift was a siren rift to lure Beyonce fans in. And it sounded like it, but you know what's crazy is Future wrote that song. But yeah. I saw a video talking about how Justin got passed around as a kid. That's why he always sits on one of those medical donuts for your butt. What? That's not good. Oh no. Man, that's not good at all. I didn't know that he sits on those donuts, but dang, that's not good. I mean, Sasha Fierce, we all know Beyonce's soul is dead. Yeah. And the thing is, don't know if she wants it back. I don't know if she wants it back. YoungBoy said in one of his songs, he's sacrificing goats in his yard. Just heard like 2 days ago. See? And look, and the devil don't like you. He don't love you because look where YoungBoy is right now. Looking scraggly, sitting in that jail cell. I think it's all a game. You said y'all remember Diddy got grown men scrambling and scraping. Y'all heard Meek Mill screaming with Diddy. Poor Justin was like 15. He ain't stand a chance. Yeah, that's definitely not good. Again, if they wanted to get down like that, then that's their business. But if you didn't and you're just doing that to these men, that's sad. The red balloon in movies is said. The red balloon in movies is said the symbolism. Oh, SCX with young boys and child sacrifice. Do a short Google search on how many songs are about balloons in movies with red balloons. It's shocking. Oh my goodness. I just remember the movie It, and I haven't even seen that movie. I just remember that him holding that red balloon, and that makes sense because the movie wasn't it all about that thing was killing folk, killing them kids. Yeah, I'll have to look that up, but that's crazy. Ever since I seen Diddy call other grown men daddy, I knew he was a diddler. I mean, I kind of just thought he was. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I thought. I really don't know what I thought after I saw that interview. I don't know what I thought. I was like, man, this man is drunk. But not that he was doing all this stuff that's coming out. Would have never in a million years even, imagined it. This was in 2016 to 2018 too. Yeah. Nicki been called Meek out in 2018. Oh, she has a song called Barbie Dreams, and she talks about these DL men. Yeah, I've seen her on a live where she's kind of alluding to DL men. I wonder how she found out though. He should change his name from Brother Love to Brotherly Love since he gets a kick out of love between two men. Listen. I'm like, if that's what he likes, but Tisa Tells is invested in that Sean and Jay case. I like her when it comes to that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, every day she's dropping, she makes sure she stays on it. And like I said, I'll watch it every now, just to catch up. Because again, with this whole Jay-Z case, even though, again, I read the indictment from 2019, and it's the same thing that he's doing to this autistic girl is the same thing that he did to that young lady back in the day or a few years back. So to me, he's guilty. Yeah, to me, he's guilty. He's a Hispanic preacher. Can't remember his name. I think, let me see. Let me see if I can look him up real quick. John, I think it's John Ramirez. I'll pull up his face. So, because I think it's the same guy. He's been heavy. I mean, he's got some really, really deep videos where he details, the conversations that he had, like, sitting up and talking to Satan for hours and hours in the middle of the night and all that stuff. I'm like, what? Okay, is this the guy right here? This guy. So this is the guy I'm talking about. Yeah, and these ex Satanists and sorcerers and the kingdom of God, because they know all of the enemy's weapons, and they do not mind speaking about it. They're gonna drag Diddy case like R. Kelly's till he learned his lesson. R. Kelly is the next one they will bring down. I hope so, because he's walking around like his ish don't stink, and he's got all this money that he's throwing around. He's intimidating this young lady. They've gone to her house. Now, she's supposed to be anonymous, so they're not even supposed to know who she is. It's supposed to be a whole lie, so they don't even know who she is, but yet they're showing up at her house and intimidating her. It just don't make any sense. So I hope they do. I hope it's not just going to be R. Kelly sitting in jail. Because these Seans have been doing this for a long time. Okay, yeah, Rugrat. I think that's who it is. Yeah, John Ramirez. Absolutely. He said he admits some quite shocking things. Yeah, he does. Again, strong, powerful testimony, but dang, the things that these people are doing. He said he may be a child victim, but he's a willing adult to engage in butt play for success. I mean, yeah, at this point, absolutely. But they also could be, raping him too. Like, we don't know how he got down there on his knees. Because half the time he looks drugged up. So I don't know if they're drugging this man and making him do things. I don't know. YB did a video interview where he admitted his music was demonic and had a bad effect on people, but claimed he wasn't aware of that till recently. Hey, well, good. Now you know what you gonna do about it. What you gonna do? You said Cardi B said the same thing. Yeah, I think I remember her saying that. She said her music was so energy and soul draining. Yeah. And she wanted to stop and focus on being a mother, but I don't know if they can. I mean, they can, but it says strive, Ecclesiastes 4:28, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. Yep. But again, like we talked about, people are in an age where they want instant success. What they call it, the microwave generation. So people don't want to wait on the Lord to give them what they need. They see what the devil is offering, and they want they want the riches and the glory and the kingdoms of the earth. So I'm curious to know who the replacements for Diddy and Jay-Z will be. Exactly, especially of someone of the calibers that these men have. I don't want to say are, but I guess as far as the industry is concerned, they are of high caliber. That's a good question, because they got to replace them with somebody. They're not going to just let that be a void. I think that's him, but he looks older in the YouTube videos. Yeah, there's quite a few pictures, but he's been speaking out for a while. So now everybody know that baby song was for Diddy by Justin. Oh man, I hope not, because wasn't he first? He was first with Justin. I mean, not Justin, but Usher. But hey, but I know he's going through it, so I'll definitely be praying for him, because I know his mind is just, man, ate up. I can't imagine. He said, not gonna lie, every now and then I be asking God, hey, my G, I'm bored. Do I have to stay here? I can understand that. I can understand that. Especially when your purpose isn't necessarily clear and you feel like you're just working and paying bills and working and paying bills and sleeping and waking up and paying bills. So I can hear that. But all the while we have breath, I figure he's got something for us to do. So I don't know. I'd be fine with an early ticket to meet Jesus. I wouldn't have to pay property taxes or insurance anymore. And I think that's really the getaway from it, because they've got this world built so much like a prison, like we're slaves. So it's understandable to not want to be here and deal with this stuff. But if all the good people, if all the ones that want to be good go, no, I don't say all. What am I trying to say? There's still people here that need to be helped. There's still people here that need to be helped. And sometimes I'm like, well, shoot, if you like, there's so many homeless people around here. Sometimes I feel like if I don't feed them, who's going to? How long had they been sitting out here with their sign asking for food, and no one's helped? So I feel like it got to be me. Oh, no. He said one day I got real rebellious and tested his gangster and said, hey, if you keep me here, I'm going to start sinning again. Hey, I mean, it's hard to walk right all the time, but I just feel like he got us here for a reason. Well, we're living in weird times with all the current world events. I'm starting to think we're in the fig tree generation. Israel was a huge part of the prophecy fulfilled. I mean, again, I think we're close to the end. I just don't know how close. It might not even be in our lifetime. I don't know. All we can do is watch for the times. Not even watch, because I don't want it to make it seem like we gotta be paying attention, obviously, but not to live in fear. You said, seeing all these fires popping up after the LA fires. God is definitely coming back soon. See, it's kind of hard to tell whether it's just regular that season where the wildfires are starting. Because out here where I'm at, we have an aquifer that, if it doesn't rain, which it hardly does, there's hardly any water. People are not allowed to water their grass. You're not allowed to, wash your car and do this and that. And then it's really, really easy for the fires to start because it gets so hot. It'll literally stay. It's actually kind of cool right now. It hasn't gotten to 100 degrees, but remember about a year or two ago, from spring till summer, the end of summer, it was 100 degrees every single day. Every single day. So it's really easy for fires to start. But again, I think LA, because LA's got something different going on. He's going to come to America first because it's corrupted, for sure. Will definitely be one of the first visits. But people don't get that either, though. People don't get that. They always, well, what I do doesn't affect you. Okay, yes and no. You have free will. You can do what you want to do with it. At the same time, all this evilness and this wickedness is going to bring judgment on the land. And the ones that are trying to live righteous, we all live here too. So don't try to tell me that you murdering and stealing and killing doesn't affect me, because it does. He said we had 75-mile-an-hour winds here Friday and fires all through the state. You couldn't see the sun all day with all the dirt and ash. Oh, I know. I mean, the dirt wasn't so much that we couldn't see, but yeah, the wind has been blowing crazy and the dirt has been kicking up. But then we noticed all these tornadoes came through. I don't even know where these tornadoes were. I hope you guys, y'all's friends and family and stuff was okay, but I know at least 23 tornadoes touched down the last couple of days. You said 15 years left max. All their rituals and stuff leads to some craziness happening. Trump is part of their prophecies. So the next 4 years, things will be popping off. I mean, I hope not. Shoot, 15 years? That ain't long enough, honestly. Yeah, that's not long enough. It's crazy. And then when you tell people, they be looking at you crazy. I mean, but that's because the last days has been said for at least the last 2,000 years. And so people start not to believe. You said these fires are a preview. He's giving us a preview. Yeah. It was bad out here. People in the area were losing the roof or had major car damage. Wow. The earth is getting more wicked and wicked each year. Yeah, I can see that. And we're seeing it. We're seeing it a lot more, especially with social media and stuff. We're definitely seeing the wickedness. I don't know. The circles in the occult have said for a while 2025 would hold some major events. Well, doggone it, we're only in March. So I sure hate to see what the rest of the year has in store, but just gonna stay prayed up as always. And try to make it out of here alive. Okay, y'all. Last few comments. I'd be okay with the world getting rolled up like a scroll tomorrow. I'm ready to peace out of here. Sometimes I think that, but also sometimes I don't know. I'm like, man, I guess I got things to do. Things I want to do. Trump is part of tarot cards like 15 years ago. Israel calls Trump their savior. Trump has Isis and Osiris numerology rituals matching up with him. 9/11 rituals match up with him. A whole lot of stuff. Yeah. Again, we just need to be watching. Said every time I pray, I plead the blood over Jesus. Sorry. Every time I pray, I plead the blood of Jesus over all my brothers and sisters in Christ. And that's all we can do. I mean, that's really all we can do. I stumbled across an interview with an old Pentagon official who claimed they had been planning 9/11 for over 2 decades. 9/11 has some major occult symbolism inside the details. Oh, for sure. I mean, even to the point where you've got, 2 buildings falling, them erecting one building, like a one world tower that looks like Babel. You've got, what's his man's name? Bush sitting in a classroom reading a book about planes hitting the towers at the same time that the towers get hit. And he had the book upside down at that. So you weren't reading to these kids. You were just putting on a show. I mean, there's so many things about that happen. So many things, y'all. But yeah, well, I'm going to go ahead and head off of this thing. I really, really enjoyed talking to you all. Thank you so much for everyone who comes out and joins in. Even if you don't join in, you're just listening. I do not mind. I thank you so much for being here. Again, probably going to drop Philosophy of Science tomorrow, doing my reaction to that. I am going to start the live question and answer when we read through the Bible. I believe that'll be Saturdays. That's what I'm going to shoot for right now. And then if we need to tailor it, then we will. But that'll be a place where we can read. And then if you have questions, we can get them answered together so we can all learn and grow. And then the list of topics that I gave you guys last week about, let's see, I know I got Hollow Earth coming up. I've got quite a few other ones. I wrote them down, but I don't have the list in front of me right now. We'll have all those coming out as well. Edison, hey. I hope you had a good night. I hope you had a good week. So look forward to that coming out here. I'm still dropping my little thoughts over there on the Patreon. So thank you for everyone who comes over there and supports as well. And yeah, until next time, I will talk to y'all later. Bye.